like 2 weekly food shops for us.
Yeah, but during COVID, how much TV have we watched?
What, right, but we get that on Netflix, not necessarily Sky.
Netflix is included in our Sky bill as well, FYI.
Hi guys, welcome back to another video of ours, or welcome to my channel if you are new. If you are new, my name is Elise. This is my boyfriend Sean, and occasionally we come on the channel and talk about a lot of house content, buying a new build upgrades, snagging list, how to get a mortgage. And we actually haven't done a house video in what seems like forever, to be honest, much to your joy, because you love sitting down filming. It's been a nice break, but we've actually put together a list of loads of videos that we're going to be doing going into the new year. So if you like that kind of content, then definitely do think about hitting the subscribe button so you can be notified of obviously when we next upload. Today we wanted to share with you guys all of our bills, so we will start from the bottom and work our way up.
So what we do is all of our bills come out of our joint account, and what we do is Elise is obviously now self-employed with the dog walking business, so we ratio it out every month. So what I earn is pretty set in stone each month, but then what she earns, we ratio it out and that's how much we pay. So our cheapest bill each month is pet insurance for Pepe, £10 a month. That gives her cover up to I think it's £5 and she gets unlimited claims throughout the year. So last year we didn't have a single one, but the year before she cut herself 3 times.
That's like typical prone puppy though, isn't it? She cut her foot, she had like a grass seed stuck in between her toe and it ended up becoming into an abscess, so she had quite a lot. It's really worth having because I can tell you now vet bills are such an expense that you just don't ever expect to be as much as they are. So yeah, it's really, really worth having the cover. Okay, so the next bill that we have is the home insurance. That is £13 a month, which again is something we have spoke about. A home insurance video, we've done a whole separate video on it, which I will link, never remember which side, but it's so worth having home insurance.
Yeah. Buildings, you need buildings insurance for your mortgage, and that's just sums insured of up to 500,000. It goes in weird quantities basically, so you know, you never get it exactly on. And contents insurance as well, which I think we got up to 100,000. But I don't know, we learnt this week that maybe our home insurance is not as good as it could be, and I broke my iWatch, my Apple Watch. Well, at least broke it, and
you dropped it on the driveway, and then I didn't check what's under my car tyre.
Check what's under your car tyre.
Imagine you did that every time you drove off. Check what's underneath. It's a clumsy lot. She dropped it out of this bloody bag. Anyway,
250 excess. 250 excess, so we can't claim it. So I think we're going to look into getting that excess down a little bit, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's annoying.
Yeah, but home insurance is definitely worth having. Like I said, more for, is it like for break-ins as well? It covers you for, so it covers you for all of that. If your laptop was to be stolen and someone was to break into the house, or I don't know, jewellery, I guess, more personal things. You
can put extra cover on for things outside the house and stuff, so if you lose something whilst you're out and about.
Yeah, it's so worth having, isn't it?
And our next payment at £14 is our fresh water. I don't know whether this is the same everywhere, but where we live, fresh water and dirty water. Fresh water, wait, what's the other one? Fresh water and sewage is 2 different things. You have to set up 2 completely different accounts. So our fresh water, the water that comes into the pipes and the drains or whatever each month.
Showering your taps, I assume. It's just mad, isn't it? I think you just think when you buy a house that stuff's just like there, and that might be a really dummy thing to say because I've never owned a house, so I never knew there was all of that to consider along with it. But yeah, obviously you've got to pay for your clean water and your sewage.
Annoyingly. So then we come to our wastewater, £24. And it'll be good to research the difference between those 2 things, but I assume the fresh water is what comes in, the wastewater is what goes out, maybe, or you know, the cost for them to clean up the water that comes in. And then at £30 a month, we've got the maintenance charge, which covers all of the grounds. So a maintenance company, well, they say they come in and they clean the grass, they clean up. The grass is always long and it's always messy around there, especially around a certain section.
And this is something that's with all new builds, maintenance charges, isn't it?
Well, a lot of places have it anyway. It's basically when there's communal areas.
Oh yeah, maybe. I guess you could still have that problem with an older house then. But
potentially.
I know almost with every single new build development that I've heard of, you will find that you'll have a maintenance charge. So I guess that's kind of a downside to buying a new build. But also, I guess if you were to buy a flat, even if it's not a new build, it's an older thing, you'll have the same thing. So
you get in trouble. When I was in my flat, the elevator broke. There wasn't enough money in the pot to fix it. They just had to wait 8 months to fix it.
Yeah, you can't really get stuff sorted out. We had an issue the first year. We were just like, nothing's being done. I don't know if that was due to COVID or whatever, but things weren't being done that they were claiming that they were doing and we were paying. So we were like, well, we're not paying until you've seen some stuff done. And a lot of people on the street had done the same. We were all like, no, we're not paying you anything until we can actually see that the grass has been cut. Okay, so the next price that we've got comes in at £60, and that is for our life insurance.
Yep, that just covers us in the event that one of us dies, the house is paid off. Might seem a bit expensive, you know, a bit more expensive than some people pay, but little Lisa's got Crohn's. That puts the price up, makes it a bit more complicated.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, does it?
Yeah, but I think life insurance, especially if you have made an investment together that is so big like a house, it's definitely worth covering yourself for. And again, for a long time, I think about a year and a half, we were like, oh, we'll just get life insurance next month or next month and next month, and kept missing it off and delaying it. But actually it's really crucial to get, especially if you have obviously children. But for us, it's more just to cover ourselves as well. I mean, God forbid anything awful happen. You still want to know that if anything was to happen to myself or Sean, that the other person wouldn't be just out on the street and all of this would be vanished.
Can you imagine I die, and then on top of that, well, I don't know if you care that much, but on top of whatever pain you may or may not have, you're then thinking, okay, well, he's dead, I've now got to pay for a funeral, and I can't afford to pay for the house.
Yeah.
And then you just lose the house.
I'll be back at my mum's.
So it's not great, because now it's quite a, you said the other day, didn't you, it's actually not bad. You know, if I died, you'd get the house paid off, you'd live here rent free, you know, you'd move your boyfriend in.
Yeah, new boyfriend, yeah, new boyfriend, my new toy boy.
How old's a toy boy now?
I don't know, because I don't want to go there, because that could go really, like, maybe 25.
25, yeah.
25 is toy boy. So life insurance is definitely worth having. So the next bill that we've got is £70, and that is our gas and electric.
And this is a very complicated one, as I'm sure everybody knows at this moment. So we're filming this December 2021. A month ago, our gas and electric provider went bust, as most of them did in the UK. So that is likely to jump. So we've been, so they owe us 250 quid from overpayments last year. And we've been forced onto Shell, who we use now, and it's, you know, at the moment the direct debit's 70 quid, and that's likely to double. You know, next doors have doubled.
I mean, it's
how many companies have gone?
Yeah.
Like 30 companies have gone bust. The price of energy has gone up so much higher than the, you know, the limited price that they can charge. Therefore, they all just lose. But it just means it's so expensive at the moment. So hopefully, we were at a really bad time. So if we'd signed up like a month before it happened, you're then set for your 2 years effectively. But we had to renew right at the worst time. So, you know, at the moment,
out of our control.
Yeah, so at the moment we got the 250 quid that we owe, whatever. Luckily that does come back to you, and so that can go off the additional bills, luckily.
It might be completely off topic and maybe just a conversation for you and I, but maybe like solar panels are something worth investing in, because it may just save you a lot of money. I know they're not cheap to initially install, but if you're not looking to move in the next 5 to 10 years, it's probably an investment that's worth making.
Yeah, when you pay them, when you do them.
Yeah, definitely.
And the next bill we've got, and it needs a bit of explanation because it's actually a really good price no matter what she says, is our Sky bill at £90 a month, which sounds a lot.
It is a lot.
Sounds a lot, but it's our internet included as well. Not only that, we signed up on Black Friday, so I had Sky
Sports.
I had Sky TV, I had Sky TV and Sky Internet in my flat. When we moved over, you can only use BT at the beginning in these, because they, for whatever reason, it's ridiculous. So we took BT Internet, they weren't very good, so we recently re-signed up to Sky Internet to put it on. Hence the really good price when it's all included, including Sky Sports. And we've got the multi-room upstairs. You actually get quite a lot of value for it. So we've got Sky upstairs, downstairs, broadband, Sky Sports for at least. But not only that, they gave me a price which they technically couldn't do. So we signed up for 90 quid a month, and then the bill come through at 115, and I questioned it, and they said, oh, we actually gave you a bill. We actually gave you a price that we can't do. So obviously I said, well, you gave it me, you have to do it. And they said, yeah, to be fair, we do. So now we get, so we actually, that price, Black Friday price, £115, we get for 90.
I love how you're trying to justify that, but it's still £90. Think about it. That's like 2 weekly food shops for us.
Yeah, but during COVID, how much TV have we watched?
What, right, but we get that on football? Netflix, not necessarily Sky.
Netflix is included in our Sky bill as well, FYI. So the £12 for the Ultra HD Netflix multi-room 4 people or whatever, that is included in the sky as well.
It is
when you break it down.
That could maybe
when you break it down, it's the best value
cheaper.
ever, because the internet before was 40 quid.
I think you need to check if you can get some of that back from work, because you use the Wi-Fi because of your job. Surely you can claim some of that.
We get money allowance each year.
Well, where does that go?
What, on my furniture? Whatever I need.
I think that should go to the joint account that I'm paying £9 for the sports channel. I absolutely hate.
I had to buy a new chair. So £90 Sky, best deal ever. Right then.
Can't believe that. So the next thing that we've got sitting at £96 is for our furniture, which we got on interest-free credit at the beginning of our house move. So we had no money in the pot left because we had spent it all on bricks and mortar, and we had nothing really to fill the house with. Sofa, coffee tables, dining chairs. I think we got our bed, mattress, 2 unit on interest-free credit from Next, and they're really good for that. I think you get it for 4 years.
So we got some are 2 years, some are 4 years, but we just average out into one thing. Yeah. So we're actually very close to that going down, but all of a sudden you get used to paying it, and then 1 month it just stops.
Yeah.
And you're like, And then we've got everybody's favourite payment, council tax. £125 a month. We thought it was going to jump a lot this year. You know, the start of COVID last year, it didn't jump too much, but next year, you know, we're expecting it, and we pay that monthly, don't we? You can either pay it over 10 months. It goes into bands as well, so that's based on like what I think where you live, how big your house is.
And the next bill that we have, and the most annoying one that I wish we didn't have, is the mortgage, which comes in at £1,100 a month.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. £360,000 house, 10% mortgage. It actually jumped, so we took a fixed mortgage for 2 years, and furlough really killed us. Because I was put on furlough, you know, we were at such a pay cut that we couldn't afford the mortgage. We froze it for 6 months. And then with Elise becoming self-employed, we're looking to rebroke elsewhere. That's what you usually do. After your 2 or 5 year fixed, you rebroke to get the price down. We couldn't rebroke anywhere because we were basically, the equity we built in the house wasn't as much as it should have been. Elise is now self-employed. So the only bank who would lend to us is our existing bank, which they have to. Effectively as a renewal, they can't just put you out on your bum. So we were hoping it was going to drop. Yeah,
I think when often you remortgage, it tends to drop because, like Sean says, you've got a bit of equity in the house. But in this current climate with COVID, furlough, me going self-employed, I think with all of those combined, it was never really gonna probably be the best thing for us. So here is the total amount. And yeah, it's a lot of money to be putting aside a month. It's quite depressing when you put it all out, but it is good, I think, sometimes to have it all listed out on a spreadsheet to really kind of dive deep into what you're paying, because although it's easy to sometimes stick with the same company for certain things, sometimes it is worth changing it up and having a look on Go Compare and seeing if you can get it cheaper, because even if it's like 10 quid for that one, 10 quid for that one, 10 quid for that one, adds up, and it's more money in your pocket ultimately. So like I said, those are our joint bills. That doesn't include our own personal car insurance, car finance, Amazon Prime, things like that. So yeah, those are just bills specifically for the house. So that is the bills that we pay for our house. If you guys enjoyed the video and want to see a bit more detail about something else that we pay for, then let us know in the comments. But for now, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video, and we shall see you guys very soon. Bye.
Bye.